Great day, kings and sisters from another mister. Welcome back to the BMCMC, the Black Man Can Men's channel, place where we deal with all the issues that matter and we spark the conversations that change things. Now, with that being said, brothers, I wanted to get into a topic today because I saw a sister giving her feelings about the concept of, are women held more accountable for pregnancies than the men? Now, I would say yes. But there were certain things that she stated that I did not agree with, and there were certain things she stated within her clip that I did agree with. And I wanted to speak on the issue because I think we have been having these gender wars for a long time, and the gender wars are over. It needs to stop, and there's certain blueprints for us to look at and follow as black men and women to help our families. Not just black men and women, but women and men, period. So I'm going to show you the clip, and on the other side, I'm going to talk about what I think about what she said. Let's get into it.
Messing with a guy and you do very much so like him, it doesn't matter if he is allergic to condoms, doesn't like condoms, that don't feel the same. At the end of the day, you need to protect yourself. When you get pregnant as a woman, it's either, and the man doesn't want to take care of the child, it's, you should have picked better. If you get, it's, sorry, you were in a position, but make it a blessing. If a man decides that he just wants to completely and totally like disappear, that's it. You need to now be a mother. You have to devote yourself, your life, your finances, everything, your emotions, everything to this child. Your life changes. And though we like to live in this perfect world where what if the man didn't? At the end of the day, the man has the opportunity to not. A man can say, I won't. Yeah. Now what? So start taking care of your body and start being responsible with who you give your body to.
Now, the topic was as follows. Should women be held more accountable for unwanted pregnancies? Now, I can give you an unequivocal answer to this, but I'm going to explain why. First, the answer is yes. The reason why is because men and women have different powers and different abilities that are unique to each gender. However, the woman power lies in the ability to decide who lives and who dies, period. The man is the spark of life. He is the seed, but the woman is the soil, and she at the end makes the choice whether to bring forth that life. Okay? And if you decide to do so, you have to willingly take on everything that's going to come with it. Okay? So I don't like the excuse mindset that this woman was talking about. What I do agree with, as she said, is women need to be more selective about who they sleep with. Women need to protect themselves. And the third thing she said was, your life changes dramatically when you have a child. That is true. That is all true. However, to say that women shouldn't be held to the same standard as the man is false. Another thing she said I disagreed with, she said that men can just walk away. I hear a lot of times when women have children or decide they want to have a child with a man that had no intention on being in a relationship with them, they say you should have worn a condom. And that's right. There's no denying that. But you know what? The man only has that one option at his disposal. The woman who, as I mentioned before, who is in charge of who lives and who dies, has diaphragm, sponges, pill, morning after pill, plan B. And if all else fails, she can abort the life. More importantly than that, the man has no say over whether she can have the child or not. A man could want a child, and the woman can literally go get an abortion and doesn't have to say a word to the man. That's not equality either. But the difference is, she stated something along the line that the man could just walk away. This is false. Now, the man may decide he doesn't want to be in the child's life, but you know what? She can go to court, get child support put on this man, have this man's license taken, his credit messed up. You get on a child support order and don't pay that child support and see what happens to the man. You can literally destroy his life. She can keep the child away from the man. There's all kinds of measures that the woman can take as the mother that the man can have no control over. So I would say the first thing we need to do, not only is with women, but with men, is you need to be selective about who you decide to sleep with. Especially men. I tell y'all, we are not about knocking down women here. We are about lifting men and helping them understand that as a man, you always have to be accountable. You always have to take measures and understand that for every cause, there is going to be an equal effect. If you decide to sleep with a jump off or a side woman or a one night stand and you have unprotected sex, you are taking a chance. You are playing Russian roulette with your penis. So I do believe men have to be more accountable in that way. But as far as women being more accountable, you have more power. With more power comes more responsibility. That just is what it is. So I think in the big picture of things, we as men need to set the example, because the men is always going to have to be held to a different standard. You know, even when you're dealing with domestic violence, when things happen, a man has to be accountable for putting his hands on a woman. You can't do that ever. With a woman, it's a totally different set of rules. She can spit on you, hit you upside the head, throw drinks in your face. Nobody says a word. We are both handled in a different way, and there are different expectations. But the woman has a great deal more latitude in situations of dealing with both genders. So I look at it this way. The gender war is over. Okay? We are not in battle with women. We love women. We want to build with women. Men know that they need women. The unfortunate part is now we are in a society that women are viewing success through the eyes of a masculine mindset, and it takes away from their femininity. We're living in a society now where single mothers are applauded more than wives. We're living in a society now where women are told, girl, go get your bag first and then worry about having a baby when you're 35, 40 years old. Everything has been turned upside down. And you know what? For those women who want to do that, more power to you. But there comes a point where you're going to have to choose between the relationship and the career. You can get both, but you're not going to be able to totally optimize one or the other if you don't put one first. And I believe as a society, children are raised better when they are in households with a man and a woman. This is not hearsay. This is not innuendo. This is not gossip. This is fact. Okay? And it is a difficult thing for a man when he goes from being able to be with his children every day to having to see them every other weekend. Yes, it's difficult on a woman, no doubt. But the woman, like I said, has more control over the children and most importantly, over the life being brought forth. So for that reason, I do feel that the woman is going to be held and should be held more accountable for unwanted pregnancies. But because the way society is set up, men, you have to guard your penis. You have to stop. We have to first be accountable for our actions. Forget what the woman's going to do. Women going to do what women do. And there's going to be a different standard for most women than there are for men. And that's okay. So at the end of the day, young brothers, especially men out there who don't have children, stop sleeping around with women you have no interest in being with. Stop sleeping with women that you think if they got pregnant, your life would be ruined. It's not worth to have a little tryst or a little lay down to have a unconditional forever commitment with somebody. Because let me tell you something, children are more of a commitment than even marriage. Nowadays, marriage is considered, hey, until you get on my nerves, until you do something that pisses me off, until I no longer feel in love or engaged or invested, I can just walk. When you have children, that's not an option. As a man, you're going to have to always take care of that child and provide for that child. And it should be that way. But when a woman sits here and says that women should not be held to the same standard, I don't think that's fair. I do not think that's fair at all. So I think the sisters out there that think that way, you need to revisit your thought. If you get pregnant, you have every option to end the pregnancy. The man does not. So those are different circumstances. But like I said, brothers, the main point I want to tell y'all is to take care of your penis. Watch where you plant your seed. Because once the seed is in the soil, you no longer have control at all of your life, of the relationship, of the woman, and whatever happens from that point happens. And I believe in the affirmative, all life is a blessing. But there are situations that we can get into that can alter your life for the worse. Not the child necessarily, but the woman you procreate with, whether it was intentional or not. And we as men need to first be accountable for ourselves. Like I said, the woman is going to decide what she's going to decide, and that's just the way it is. You may even want a child, and she could just go behind your back and get an abortion. Do the plan B. Take the morning after pill. You have no option but to wear a condom, and if you don't wear a condom, you taking that chance. So brothers, I would say protect yourself, protect your body, and be more selective. Just like that woman said, women, be more selective, okay? You know what kind of man you dealing with. Just like Future. There's 15 different women who know he got multiple baby mamas, and they still want to have a baby by him. That's what you're dealing with. That's emotion. That's not logic. And as men, we should always be dealing in logic. Take facts over feelings. So brothers, with that being said, I hope you have a great week. I hope you think about what I told you. Because like I said, we're not here to bash the sisters. We're here to lift the brothers and make them aware that your decisions are greatly going to affect your life long term. Everything you do, especially who you sleep with. So with that being said, brothers, I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you got something from it. And sisters, I hope you're not mad. But these are the facts, okay? So remember that you are in charge of your life, black man, and that you need to be more selective with who you decide to lay down with. Because at the end of the day, this is how a lot of women may think, like the woman in that video, that it's on you, not on her. That you should feel empathy for her because she chose the wrong penis. No, that's not it. So remember these things, and most of all, remember that the black man can. And if you ain't know, you better ask somebody. Until then, brothers, be safe.